So today we're going to be working on replacing the oil on this Predator generator. This is from Harbor Freight and it's a very popular generator. Everything you see in this video, I will have a link down below in the description just in case you want to order it through Amazon, because everything's a lot easier with Amazon. But I'll also have the part number and what you need so you could pick it up at your local parts store. So right now what I'm going to concentrate on is removing this cover off of the generator so we can access the engine. So now we have the engine exposed and you can see there's the carburetor. In my last video, I showed you how to replace the carburetor. If you're just finding this video and you need to know how to do that, I do have a video on that and I will have a link in the description so you could click on it and you could check it out. But now we're going to concentrate on draining the oil. You can see right here there is this plug. Now this plug works as a dipstick as well as a drain plug. So this is where you would fill up your oil and you would drain it from the same location. So you see I have this generator raised up on these 4x4s, and that's because you're going to have to unscrew the plug and then tip this forward so you could drain the oil out of it. We're going to go ahead and do that and show you how it's done. Now this is a slow process, and yes, I could tip this more to get this to speed up, and that's probably what I'll do. You're gonna have to have it high enough where the container, you can see this container is starting to bind up in the bottom. You're gonna have it high enough where you could drain it into the container without spilling it all over the place. So something to keep in mind. Now that I have all the oil drained out of there, I'm gonna go ahead and start filling it up. And you're gonna notice that it's not gonna take much to fill this up. So be patient when you're filling it up. Don't just dump it all at once. It has to be able to bleed itself. There's only so much of the oil that's going to be able to fit into this tiny hole all at once. So pour a little bit in, observe where it's at, and then pour a little bit more. I am going to be using this funnel to help me along the way, and you should probably use one as well. Now I am using 10W30, and this one is specifically designed for small engines. And guys, there is a proper way in how to pour this oil. I was taught this a long time ago. So you can see there is this neck right here on this bottle. And the way you would want to pour it is not like this. You will want to do it in this direction. And that's because you have the ability to tilt the bottle with a little bit more of an angle before it starts gushing out of it. It's designed to do that so you could pour it in this direction. If I was to flip this and angle it in this direction like this, if I was to go a little bit more, I could see it's already starting to come close to the edge. So you want to pour it in this direction. And this is the part that I was saying that you're just going to have to be patient with it. And notice how I'm checking. I'm removing the funnel and making sure that the oil hasn't reached the edge of it yet. I am removing it so I could check, and this is just a tedious process here. So take your time, have some patience, and it'll be over very soon. So I have it filled up, and just in case this was to happen to you, because more than likely it could happen, if you start to fill this up and you overdo it and it's just puking out of here, don't panic. Just let it drip down. Stick a rag underneath. Just let it all seep out of there. And when it stops, then you know it has been filled, and then you put the plug back in. So when you stick this dipstick in here and you're trying to check the oil level, and you really can't tell the difference too much because, well, the dipstick is an orange color and the fluid is sort of a transparent color. You could use a Sharpie of some sort and you could mark on here. The other thing that works very well is chalk, but you can see I put a mark on here, and now when I dip this in here, you will be able to tell the difference if it's wet or not, and you could determine how low your oil is. So in order to check it, you are going to twist it all the way in, and then you're going to twist it all the way out. And you can see we're there. We're at the full mark. And if I move this around, you can see how much that marker helps. And I'm going to flip it this way, and you can see you really have a hard time seeing it. This is a trick that works very well, especially when you're outside in the sun and you're getting a lot of glare. You're not able to really get a good reading of what the oil level is. So that was quick and painless. And now we're going to move on to something else that's going to be quick and painless. So we have the spark plug here. Now the spark plug is located right here, right inside this compartment. You can see right here there is the spark plug wire, and I'm going to be able to remove this boot and remove the spark plug from within. I am going to push up on this plug, so like that I could stick my socket and extension in here to remove the spark plug. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this boot. Be careful when you do so. Wiggle the boot back and forth to make sure you have freed it. The boot itself can become brittle and it could break. If this happens to you and this happens to break, I'll have a link in the description of where you could pick up the spark plug wire or even the coil. So I am going to use these needle nose pliers to pull up on this boot, and I'm going to be very gentle in when I do so. Okay, it has freed itself from here, and here it is. You can see mine is still in good condition. So I am going to be using a 5/8 spark plug socket to be able to remove it. And I do have it on an extension with a swivel at the end. And it just makes it a little bit easier to be able to hook up to the spark plug. Now you don't need the swivel, but I like to use it just in case it does need a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove it off of here. So this is the part of the video where I always say compare your parts, and you can see we have the same part number here, and you can see I went with the same brand. Now pay attention to this head compared to this one. They are a little bit different, but I think that's not gonna jeopardize our performance whatsoever. You can see that the threads are the same, it's the same length, and it's gonna work just fine. Now something you should do is check the spark plug gap. You could pick up one of these spark plug tools at your local parts store, or you could pick it up at Amazon, and I'll have a link in the description. We're wanting to make sure that we're within specs. So I'll have a picture right now, right here, showing you what those specs are. So now I'm gonna go ahead and insert the spark plug back in, and I'm just gonna do it by hand. Notice that I am not using any power tools, guys. Do everything by hand at first, thread it in, and then put it snug. So now I'm just simply going to insert the boot back on to the spark plug. And you can hear there was a snap. There was a connection that was done there. You want to make sure that you hear that. That's reassuring you that the spark plug is connected to the wire. So now that that's secured, I'm going to go ahead and put this plug back on, put the cover, and we can start her up. So now that I have changed the oil and the spark plug on my generator, it's ready for another hurricane season here in the Sunshine State. And notice as I'm running my generator right now to make sure everything works properly, I am putting my generator under a load to make sure everything works the way it should. Now, this is something you should keep in mind whenever you're running your generator. Put a load on, make sure everything's working, and like that, you're ready for the next time you need the generator. If you found anything useful in this video, please consider subscribing and follow along, because you never know what I'm gonna do next. We'll see you in the next one.